Yeah, well, I went there to have a look because I'd seen a fair bit about it, and as a scientist I enjoy looking at evidence, and you can see there on your screen that's what it looks like now, but if you look at it in 1959 when they first took a photo of it, it's very flat, but now it's popped up, and that popping up, it came up as a whole structure, and that says something. There's been scans done of it, and that says something, but you fire away with the next one.
Well, what is the new discovery that really supports this theory? Where's the evidence?
Well, the scans. There's been 4 scans done, and those scans are very compelling. There are rectangle shapes inside the boat. It's 3 metres at 7 metres depth. There's a tunnel that goes from the tip that you can see there right down to the middle, and it's big enough that you can walk through it. It's just an incredible shape. Some people think, oh, you see it's pointy at one end and not at the other. Well, if they think it was sort of artificial, it could have, naturally made from a rock formation, it would have been around the other way. It would have been pointed at the bottom and rounded at the top. So, that's another part of it. And also there are soil test results that are very interesting, that I had a role with a Muslim professor in Turkey collecting samples, and we've just got the results of those, and I'm very excited about those.
Oh, what do those samples say?
They say that the organic matter inside that shape is 2.5 times outside of the shape. They say that the pH is 8 inside, and outside, we took 4 to 6 samples, outside is 9.1 the pH is, and they're very consistent numbers. The potassium level is also 40% higher inside than outside, and if you know anything about soil science, which I'm a soil scientist, the potassium level, organic matter and the pH could all be affected by organic matter, which, if it was a boat and if the wood rotted, then you would see the evidence would be in potassium, be in pH, and it would be in organic matter.
I mean, this has very much been a mystery for so long. Is that what gives you confidence right now that it will be solved, and do you think this is it?
The evidence is very hard to ignore. It's very easy to ignore if you don't believe in the biblical story, if you don't believe in the Bible. But the stories that are linked to it as to where they went, the people that came from there, the groups of people, the First Nations people, they all came from there, if this story is true, which would be shocking because it would put damage to the 60,000 years story. But this would put it at 4,500 years. And all the cities that came from the peoples that came from there are all documented in Genesis chapter 10 and 11, and that history has never been disputed. As an agricultural science student from university days, I always remember the Fertile Crescent, which is what we were taught, where civilization came from, and that indeed is where the complex writing is. The cuneiform stuff was written, the Gilgamesh epic was written there, and it all talks about that talks about a flood, actually, as well. So really interesting.
William, just quickly, what further testing needs to be done? Is there more testing locked in, being done right now?
Yeah, Andrew, the guy that I spent time with my wife, he's hoping to do core drilling, proper core drilling. There was a bit of core drilling done that was very artificial, and it was dry drilling. It needs to be done differently, and you could drill into the cavities if they're there, which the scans show they are, and then you could look around with a camera, and that'd be really interesting. That'd blow things away. It would mess up, our knowledge of geology, really. It's very disruptive, and everywhere I look now I see stones, and I see layers, and I see limestone, and I see stuff pushed up, and I see rocks bent, layer upon layer upon layer. Each one of those layers is supposedly 1 million years, another 1 million years, another 1 million years. But yet it's not possible if you've got hard rock laying down and then get bent, it'd get broken. So everywhere you look.
All good fodder for the sceptics out there, huh?
You can see how excited William is as well. William,
exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Plenty more still to come right here on Weekend Today.